Good to see you from wherever you're watching us tonight. Thanks for joining us on the Friday edition of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, it's the day before the big day, talking about the Uefa Champions League. Tonight, we're going to do a preview of what's going to go down tomorrow in Porto. We're talking about the final of the Champions League. Two English clubs will be up against each other. Talking about Chelsea and Manchester City. Will beaten City twice count for something for Chelsea. I will wait till tomorrow to be able to know what's going to happen. But on the show tonight, we have both managers speaking ahead of the game. From the home front, we'll talk cricket, we'll talk handball on the show. We'll look at the Nigeria Professional Football League, and we'll also talk about the Nigeria National League. As we move on, we'll talk about what is happening these days. Of course, the season has ended, all the leagues apart from the Uefa Champions League final, which everything ends. A lot of managers have been moving. Some announcements made today. We'll talk about that as well. Some also very crucial decisions made by UEFA on the away goals rule. It's going to be interesting. We'll talk about that as well. That's the outlook of the show for tonight, and of course we will do our best to make it worth your while. In case you join us for the first time, you're very important to us. You're an integral part of the show. We want to bring you into all that we're doing tonight. So you're wondering how you can be a part of it. This is what you need to do. Join us tonight. Send us a mail. Get across to us on Facebook and Twitter as well. So you will be able to contribute with your comments, your tweets, and of course your mail as well. So do that and be a part of the show. I need not say again, you already know we're global, we're international. So when you speak up, you will be heard. Nothing will stop your voice from being heard. This is important to us. So talk to us on the show and let's make it, of course, conversational as possible. Be a part of the show tonight. Let me introduce my partner that starts off the show with me. He is with me in the Lagos studio. Ikena Chukwendu joins me again on a Friday. Ikena, thanks for finding out time to be here tonight.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. We're going to witness the last game of the season in club football tomorrow. So it's an exciting time to talk about it and to predict what we're going to see tomorrow and the excitement that's going to come with it. So it's a great Friday to be here. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, excited as well. I'm very sure you are watching us as well. Of course, we'll start from home tonight. Let's make some brief stops. We'll start with cricket and also talk about handball. But let's start with cricket on the show. Ikena, it's interesting to know that as part of efforts to ensure that Nigerian youths take to the game of cricket, the Nigerian Cricket Federation has unveiled an accelerated growth program aimed at introducing the game to 250,000 young persons within the next 1 year. Sometimes we call, you could say it's disrespectful to call some sports lesser sports, but in reality, that's what it is. And when you see efforts like this geared towards, stimulating interest, you will be very happy.
I don't know where we lost it. Cricket should have been one of our biggest.
Yes,
sports because we are from
you heard a lot
from the British colony and everything. Mm-hmm. Every other country that was colonized with Britain.
Especially on the African continent, they're still doing well.
It's just us that decided to veer away from it. But it's good what they're doing with schools. It's good what they're doing now, so that we can see at least catch them young. Mm-hmm. And if you go to some of these old unity schools, they have cricket grounds. Some of these schools, government colleges and everything.
The truth of the matter is, as rich as our history is with cricket, the game is not popular as it used to be.
It's not popular, but one day begins a story.
Yeah.
It will start one day. So, like they have gone down to the grassroots. Mm-hmm. They have started taking the keys on. So, who knows what will happen in the next 10. One thing about what we do here is we want quick results. Mm-hmm. But if you plan it, let's give it 15 minutes, 15 years, give it 20 years. You don't know what might happen. And it's these ones that will be the apostle of the gospel.
All right. So, that's it. It's good to hear that, of course, the caretaker committee doing their best to ensure that within the next 1 year, 250,000 youths will be exposed to the sports. It is very, very interesting. Let's move on. Let's give you a slice of handball as well. There are efforts to also give the game of handball a lift, a boost in primary and secondary schools. And of course, the Sports Minister, Sunday Dare, is calling on parents to encourage their wards to take to the game of handball.
Yeah,
you understand?
And that one that was popular back in the days.
Yes.
And we all played handball in school, and we all played handball in school. So it's also under grade. I think we've said it on this program many times. It's a way of, you can diversify these things, and it's a way of creating opportunities, creating avenues.
There are many opportunities in sports.
Exactly. So
aside from the guys playing it, if a sports
people
become
walking
big,
around it,
can also make a living,
employment,
from
the media,
sports.
everywhere, kit management, people selling the kit, everything you can. It's just
and when you hear the sports minister say some of those things, I mean, if you understand it and you have a global view to all of these things, you know that he's right. You know that he's right. Unfortunately, we have not done enough to create that atmosphere.
Yes,
we have the potential to be a multi-sport nation.
Yes, we have. We have a potential to be that, and it needs to be so. But all of a sudden, everybody now focused on football because of the glory it brought, and okay, look at what's happening with Basketball Africa. Rivers Hoopers went to a
very good initiative.
A very good initiative. Some of these programs are going to come up. We need to have we need to have cyclists. We need to have cycling events, and we need to have long marathons. Is just. I hope this sports minister, at least he's trying to revive some of these things. He's going to different. He's trying to make sure that associate with this. Yeah, we are not heavy on. We are not should not be put all our focus on football. Let's diversify and see what will happen. So it's very, very good. And what I like is they're going to the grassroots. As if, okay, let's everybody come to Abuja and play a tournament, but they're going to the grassroots, going to schools, encouraging people, doing some programs. Maybe they'll do some coaching clinics. They will invite some teams from overseas to come here. Some of those things can happen. So I think it's really great. It's exciting. It's really exciting.
Exciting times ahead in Nigerian sports as we try to get that balance, sports and education, and starting from the cradle, starting from the lowest level, primary and secondary school. All right, let's come to Lagos now and talk about football, women's football to be precise. Of course, in the Lagos State Football Association, talking about what they are trying to do, efforts planned towards, targeted primarily at the women. Of course, is going to be the Eco Football Queens Championship. We will listen to the NFF first vice president, also doubles as the Lagos State Football Association chairman, give us an elaborate explanation on the reasons behind all of this and what it set out to achieve with the Eco Football Queens Championship.
We decided that we will take the bull by the horn and ensure that women's football comes to the fore. I assure you that this is just the beginning. We're going to have this competition, I believe it's 24 teams, and we're going to encourage women's football a great deal in Lagos. But this is not the end. We're going to go from step to step. Hopefully, in a short while, we'll have a Eco Football Women's League. There are people in Lagos who have been organizing women's football competitions and leagues that are not authorized to do so. There have been people here who have been getting young girls into camps for the purpose of playing these leagues who are not authorized to do so. These same people have been threatening young girls and young coaches to not play in our competition, otherwise they'll be blacklisted. It seems very funny to me that the tail thinks they can wag the dog. So we will not allow it to continue. And we have written to them and told them so. I'd like to make it public that anybody who plays football, in this case we're talking about women football specifically, in Lagos, the competition that is not affiliated to the Lagos State Football Association, that person, that coach, that player will not be recognized by Nigerian football in any way.
All right, so a clearly well laid out plan to develop women's football, and also some house cleaning along the way as well. I think that's very good. Also good to hear something for the ladies.
I think the women football it needs help, and they are coming into at least for Lagos State. Unlike what Lagos State is doing, they don't have a club, but they are providing that platform for teams to thrive. They don't. If you go to Agege Stadium, there are over 8-9 teams. So they have provided stadiums, they have provided a lot of platforms, competitions for it to thrive. And what he's saying is really touching about people threatening the ladies. I mean, when you see a platform like this, why wouldn't you support it? Why are you threatening the ladies? Why wouldn't you allow them to play? So, and they are the FA, they have the right from FIFA, they have the right to organize tournaments. So there should be order in whatever we are doing. So I love what they got. Eco FA has been setting the pace in whatever they are doing. So it's a very, very remarkable tournament we are going to see, and I love what they are doing.
Ikeda, let's move on the show, and let's incidentally. The first thing we'll be talking about is also Kano Pillars. Let's show you what's going to go down this weekend. Talking about Nigeria Professional Football League. Plateau United will take on Kano Pillars. Nasarawa United will take on Adamawa United. Eimba will lock horns with Heartland. Aqua United will be up against Kwara United. I mean, there's a lot to choose from this weekend. A lot to choose from. MFM will be up against Dakada. FC Ifeanyi will trade tackles with Rangers. Lobby Stars will be up against Sunshine Stars. Sunshine Stars in disarray now, it must be said. Casino United will be up against Warri Wolves. Jigawa Golden Stars will try on Abia Warriors for size. Ikena, let me pause. I want to hear your views. Give me your thoughts. Any of those matches?
One is Plateau United versus Kano Pillars. That's one of the one top game, because Ahmed Muda, I think he lives in Jos, so he plays for Kano Pillars, and they're expecting him to come and play in Jos. He should be able to play.
Feature in that game.
So it's one of those games he will play, and the people are expecting him. And Kano Pillars are at the top of the table with 44 points. Another one that is going to be a tough game is Enyimba versus Heartland.
Yes.
That's a very tough game. Oriental Derby. So, and they're both separated by a point, though Enyimba has played some games less. So it's going to be a tough game. And Heartland didn't win the last game. They played 0-0 with Plateau United. Yeah. So it's going to be a very, very tough game. Then another game I'm looking out for is Aqua United versus Kwara United. So being that I believe that this is the season for Aqua United, that they've not lost a game in 12 or 13 games. They've not lost any game. So they played a draw in the last game. So this is an opportunity for them to either catch up with Kano Pillars or maybe if Kano Pillars loses to Plateau United, they might be on top of the league by 1 point. So it's going to be an exciting weekend. Enyimba is back in the league, so their match towards the top of the table starts. At least they won the game away to Plateau, which was quite interesting. So if they pick up the maximum points here, they'll start getting those points they need to get to the top of the table. So it's going to be a very exciting weekend.
All right, it's going to be interesting to see how Sunshine Stars react. We also hear that not only Ogun, but
the assistant, Julius,
has left as well. So that back room is depleted, morale is down,
and
it's not helped by the fact that they're also playing away.
Yeah, they're playing away, and they also have financial issues. So, but if you ask me, they took too long to part ways.
Bring those issues to the fore
and to part ways with Ogun. 12 games or 11 games without a win, draws all through and losses. So it's a tough one for them. We've seen they have become a mainstay in the.
You know, without trying to put up a defense for the departed coach, if you put your house in order, you can demand results. But if you know that if things are properly looked at, even there are holes that could be picked in how you have prosecuted the season.
But at least the results were not coming. Even if they had their financial problems, maybe you can put it aside. But the results were even coming.
A lot of people will argue that it was related.
You can say they were not motivated, but at least something has to be done somewhere. At least you can use the results to boost the morale of the players, and they can start demanding for more. Maybe it could have made the management to take
notice and say, okay,
do something else. But the results weren't even coming. You weren't even encouraging anybody. So it took them a while to part ways with him, and now they are in really deep problem. 18th on the table. That's very, very far, and they are battling with relegation. So it will be very, very sad to see such a style. One of the teams that actually were contested for, at 2015. They contested the title with Enyimba at a point.
So there was a point they were in the semi-finals of the CAF competition.
So
during the first stints of the departed
and it
manager.
was Ogumbo that took them to that far too. So it's really disappointing what has happened to them, really. And let's see how it goes. Let's see if they might going to Makurdi is going to be very tough.
Yeah, especially with all of the issues.
It's a tough place to pick a point or even win a game. So let's see what will happen. Anything might happen. This is a very, very wonderful season for all the teams. So let's see what will happen over the weekend.
All right, so Iken has told you what to expect in all of these venues, interesting matches to be played across the country in the Nigeria Professional Football League. And of course, we'll be back here again next week to tell you what has transpired in all of those places. We need to go on a break right about now. When we return from that break, we talk about the Nigeria National League. We address the elephant in the room. That's the Uefa Champions League. We'll listen to both managers, Thomas Tuchel and, of course, his opposites, the opposite manager, talking about Pep Guardiola for Manchester City. And, of course, we'll also touch base with some of the other things happening, especially Tokyo Olympics and all the stories coming in from Japan. But we need to do that when we return from this break. All right, welcome back. Let's continue from where we left off. We're done with the Nigeria Professional Football League. Let's, no disrespect to the NNL, but let's take a step down and talk about the Nigeria National League and talk to you about matches to be played over the weekend. Let's start with Group A1. Of course, we'll talk about it, and Ikena will tell us what he feels. I know B1 is where everybody loves to talk about, but let's talk about Group A1, EFCC up against Sokoto United, FC Taraba against Gombe United. Mighty Jets will be up against Green Berets. Snaf Rockets will play Rara FC. All of these are matchday 16 fixtures, Group A1. Group A2, Kogi United will take on Shekarao Babes. Sanfra United will take on ABS, that's Abubakar Bukola Saraki Babes. Yobe Desert Stars will be up against Niger Tornadoes. A couple of years ago, this was a game that would have been played in the top flight. Kebbi United will take on Road Safety. Malum Fashi will be up against DMD. All right, let's go to B1. I can see smiles on Ikena's face. I understand why. Stationary Stores will take on Nilayo FC. We have Giant Brillas will take on Van Ressa. A lot of people are interested to see the state-of-the-art equipment that Van Ressa has advertised that they will show. I'm very sure a lot of people will be sitting back to watch the streams of their game because they say you're going to see all the angles.
It's amazing. It's very amazing. It's encouraging.
It is.
It is very
That's the right word.
Yeah.
Very encouraging. I hope other clubs follow suit. Forget about all the troubles. Just it shows
that they are looking beyond their nose.
Yes. Very interesting. All right. Shooting Stars will be up against Delta Force. It will be hard to bet against Shooting Stars. Getting promoted.
No, they're done. They're
done. It's formality. All right.
But they have to play the Super 8, though. So.
Yeah, well. But if they carry on with this form,
they'll definitely make it. Yeah.
All right. Calabar Rovers will be up against the Kitchen United. Go round. We'll take on Newi United for size. Osun United will be up against Dynamite Force. Okay, so that's Group B1. Group B2, FC One Rocket will take on Bendel Insurance. Bendel Insurance will be looking to get back into the top flight. We'll see. Godowski will be up against Gateway United. Ibom Youths up against Joy Command. Apex Crane up against Julius Ateti. Remo Stars will take on Crown. Then you have Bielsa United take on Ole Arrows. Ikena, let me allow you to take your pick in a minute or two.
Yeah, but I would like to, let me say, I'll put in my hands up. I've been very unfair to the NNL.
In terms of your coverage?
In terms of my coverage, in terms of my comments, I've been very unfair to them. But because in the last few years, it's been a breach league because of the league. The league stops and everything happens. So, but this year, you can see the excitement. coming in.
And they'll be able to navigate the issues,
so
but they've been able to...
I've been able to calm down and look at all these things. And I've noticed, especially forget about the Group B1, especially the Group B2. Apart from Remo Stars, in fact, every other team apart from Holy Arrows have the chance of qualifying. It's very, very competitive. Very competitive. 3AC has 35 points. From all their games, they've only lost 2 games. They've won 11 games. That is excitement. And considering what Van Drijzer is doing in terms of communication, in terms of branding, that's under excitement going on there. Gombe, Ekanemi, Niger Yobe and DMD, they are all contesting for that 2 spots. So the NNL has this year. I'll give them kudos. Apart from the shenanigans that happened within and cross complaint and the private club that withdrew, but they have been able to address it. Fine and okay. Let's see how it moves forward. And what we're going to be more exciting will be the Super 8.
Yes.
That's what everybody is waiting for. Understand? But as a fan, I'm looking out for Van Drijzer and Giant Brilliance. I hope they don't get relegated back to NL.
Yeah.
You understand? They're in that danger.
The number one mission for them would be to maintain
the status in NL and they'll be fine.
All right. Okay, so we're done with that. It's time to move on the show tonight. All right. So it's time to address the big elephant in the room. So let's talk about the Uefa Champions League. Is what's on the mind of everybody. Let's give you the match details for tomorrow. What's going to happen in Porto, where the game will be played. It's going to be Manchester City up against Chelsea, 2 English clubs in the final. Of course, the date for the final, you already know, May 29, time 8 p.m. The venue, Estadio do Dragão in Porto. The referee, the center referee, is Antonio Mateo from Spain. It's going to be the one to be in the center to officiate that game. We're going to leave the UEFA Champions League, but we'll revert to it if your tweets come in. Iken, an interesting development before we leave European football. Totally, that's it on your screen. Drop your comments on Facebook, drop your comments on Twitter as well. You can tweet at us, then you can send in your mail. Quickly, they have decided, talking about a committee that looked into the away goals rule, have decided that it should be scrapped.
Yeah.
But they would need that decision to be ratified by UEFA. But the recommendation
has been made.
Is on the table.
It's long. It's been. They said it's over 50 years. It's over 50 years rule. Yeah, so
I can't. I'm talking as a fan now, not as a journalist. I kind of like the away goals rule. It's an incentive for the team that scores.
It has outlived its purpose. It was because when that rule came up, it was because of the Italians were playing
Catenaccio,
exactly,
locking up.
So they were encouraging teams, when you go away, open up, play, get an away goal. It will encourage it to give you a lift, to give you a boost coming into your next game. So maybe it has outlived its purpose, because these days a team can travel, beat you, and your home come out,
still beat you.
So I think it has outlived it. Some rules change, and it doesn't really affect the game of football. The offside rule, the back pass rule, some subtle things, it wouldn't really affect the game.
And we're also hearing IFAB saying, let's keep this 5-player substitution for a while.
It's just too much. They should just bring it down.
Today.
But
Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp said England have been stubborn, and that's where there were too many injuries.
The two of them are the ones controlling football in the whole world.
Okay, all right. Maybe we just leave it at that for now. Quickly, some managerial appointments here and there. They told Allegri to go.
Yeah,
you are winning. We don't like your style of football. Yeah. They brought Sarri. They bought Pello.
Yeah.
Now they're back to...
I don't think they sacked him, actually. I think he wanted to maybe try something new.
Experience.
Having won the league so many times. And he was waiting for that, just one call from Real Madrid. And he never came. So, and now, since he's been out of job for 2 years, and before you know it, nobody wants you anymore. So he decided to come back since there's an opportunity.
And, from there's a proverb in the place I come from, in Nigeria, if you don't know where you're going to, at least you remember where you came from. so I guess that's why Allegri is back to the place he knows so well.
Yeah, and from reports today, Filippo Inzaghi is going to Inter Milan.
Simone Inzaghi is going to Inter Milan
since Conte left. So, and from what we are hearing, to my goal, but I don't think that's just rumors.
Okay, all right. Let's quickly talk about a player that has distinguished himself. We're done with Massimiliano Allegri. Let's talk about David Alaba. Quickly, he has signed a 5-year deal.
Yeah, four-year
deal with Real Madrid.
Yeah,
that's another player. He rejected all the offers that Bayern made, and some are saying it's not the money. The guy just wants a new experience.
28 years is a very, very good deal. He's very versatile. He's not just a left back. He plays in
centre
for Austria. He plays central midfield. Yeah,
left wing,
even central defense. So they've signed a very versatile player, which is very, very, very great. I think Real Madrid, probably with that Eden Hazard, this team, probably the era of the Galacticos might be gradually
returning.
Yes, so. They are good. It's a very, very good signing, if you ask me. Very good signing.
All right. Let's really talk about a team that will join Watford and Norwich in the English Premier League. Let's quickly go on and talk about the Championship playoff, the playoff final in England. Brentford will take on Swansea. Well, for football lovers on the African continent, they're already thinking about Ghanaian captain Andre Ayew. Plays for Swansea, and they're throwing their support. But it's going to be...
we have a DK. I think he plays for Brentford, right?
Oh, okay.
So
if you're a Nigerian, you go that way. If you're Ghanaian,
and Brentford it will be the first time they'll play in top flight. Swansea has been there.
If they get there.
If they get there, Swansea has been the yo-yo club. They go down and up and down. So, it's going to be they call it the £100 million game because of what they are going to expect from the Premier League. So, let's see who completes the who becomes the 20th team of the Premier League for next season.
All right. So, will it be Brentford? Will it be Swansea? We'll see. All right. Of course, we are close to the finish line, but what we want to do now is to spend a few minutes we have left to talk about the Tokyo Olympics. Let's tell you from where we stand. Officially, it's 56 days to go. Our countdown continues talking about the Olympics. 56 days to go. In spite of all the stories, in spite of everything we are hearing from the government of Japan, from the International Olympic Committee, everything they're saying is that the Olympics will go ahead as planned. The voice of the protesters are growing loud. The cases of COVID-19 are increasing. But these guys are saying we're going to have it.
I think we've gone beyond that period of considering cancellation. It's going to happen. It's going to take place. It's just they'll put some measures in place to make sure they tackle it. And maybe they're going to take a leaf from what is happening in football.
And the Prime Minister has been quoted saying, like, look, these emergency measures we're putting in place, the results will enable us to actually have the Olympics.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've crossed the finish line on the show, but let me allow Ikin to have his parting shot on the show. We're about to go. Any last words?
Well, the biggest game is going to happen tomorrow, and I've already stuck out my neck for Chelsea. I believe it's a final. Anything can happen.
All right. Okay. That's a good place to leave it. Ikena, I want to thank you for your time on the show today.
Thank you very much.
All right. I want to thank you as well for allowing us to help you start off your weekend. So enjoy the rest of the day. By extension, enjoy your weekend. We're going to be back here next week. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.